Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dota 2 Canada Cup Season 3 Grand Finals. We're here with Sneaky Nick's Assassins versus Navi US. Best of 5 series, game number 2. Ready to go. We're in the draft. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. My name's Mott. With me tonight is Greg. What is hip? Greg, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Ready for game number 2, and to be honest, I would be ready for a new playstyle, but it looks like Sneaky Nick's Assassins are gonna get Naga here. Potentially if they want it. Although Navi US are definitely a team that will pick that quite a bit themselves, so maybe they grab the first pick here.
Yeah, Seeking is he's pretty good on that hero, and I think
I think he did really well on TI and on Naga.
I think honestly, I don't know if they pick it this game. I don't know if either team picks it. I think Navi US can play up against that hero pretty effectively. They just need to not do what they did last game in a nutshell and just try to find a way to deal with said hero. They'll pick the Razor. That's one of the ways to do it, especially in the mid lane. So if you pick the Naga here, there's a good chance you get static linked and you lose all of your damage. And you also get just right-click down, and there's not much you can do about that. I like the first pick. Razor's a Navi US hero. Sneaky Nick's Assassins pick the Scarith Mage and the Centaur Warrunner as well. So, a good start to the draft. And if you can pick the Naga here, you could ban it out. We made a lot of this Naga going into the second game draft, and obviously after that first game, there's a good reason for it, but I don't know if anyone's gonna really pick it here. So
yeah, it might be ignored. Although, I mean, Snaking can definitely play it in the safe lane as well. So who knows? I mean, I think Razor is still extremely strong in this patch. I'm pretty happy to see some teams still picking it early. Evil Geniuses still pick Razor quite a bit, and I mean, he's been nerfed a little bit, but he's still really hard to deal with.
Time.
I agree with you 100%. That here is actually just dumb sometimes, but in this game we'll see what Sneaky Nick's Assassins or Navi pick next. Navi have the next pickup, and we'll have a bit of a reserve time being used currently. According to Knoxville, our resident statsman, who will be joining us today, by the way, these are 7 of the most picked banned heroes in 6.82. The next hero is Nature's Prophet, and then afterwards is Bat Rider. So these heroes that you see in the current draft are what you see pretty much regularly throughout the entire Dota community and Dota scene, especially in pro play, which is no surprise. All of these heroes are still very strong. The only change really from 6.81 is the fact that Terrorblade has now been introduced into Captain's Mode. Some of these heroes got nerfed as well, but apparently the nerfs aren't big enough to really cause that big of a stir, you know? So
yeah, I mean, even like the Death Ball lineups now look a lot different than they operate a lot different than they used to, but it's still a completely legitimate strategy. A lot of the Chinese teams are still playing a similar style.
Yes.
Newbie are still owning people with Death Prophet, so
yes.
I mean, it's definitely easier to fend it off now, but some heroes I would not give to certain teams, and Death Prophet is still, I think, ridiculously good, and that's going to be banned out in the first round again this time. I mean, that's just one of Ush's best heroes when it comes down to it. So,
truly, I'm excited. The thing I really love about Ush is that it just seems like his hero pool grows consistently, almost daily. It just seems like he finds a new hero that he can play. And
I mean, I think that's what we were talking about earlier. He's a young player, and when you just have so much that you can learn. He's still picking up heroes left and right. It's not like he has a huge pool of experience to pull from. So, he starts playing competitive with this team, with Sna, and is just gaining heroes left and right. So I definitely agree with you.
It's exciting. And the one thing I think Sneaky Nick's Assassins have a problem with is that some of their drafts feels like they pick a lot of the same drafts in a row. So it's very easy to deal with their playstyle if you know what to expect. However, like we talked about, if they keep growing their hero pool, they could certainly be a force to be reckoned with.
5 seconds.
The thing is, they do have a big hero pool for Mike in the offlane. He could play pretty much whatever, but they'll pick Centaur if they can get it for him every single time. Clockwork is really good for him, but it's just not really... It doesn't work as much in this metagame. We haven't seen it really pay off as much because Centaur is just so difficult to deal with. And as long as you get that early Blink Dagger, it becomes impossible for you to not get a kill with said hero. So it just feels like this is a really good choice for Sneaky Nick's Assassins, and one that's not surprising.
When you pair it up with Skyrath Mage, it gets extremely strong as well. Just such a good setup for a Mystic player.
It's just actually disgusting to deal with.
Dire
So,
team
Sneak
ban.
Nix Assassins, they have that going for them. Drow banned up from Navi US. This is a smart choice here up against Sneak Nix Assassins. They're one of the big proponents of the Drow Visage combo. I mean, you're going to be if you play professional Dota. You try to pick that combo at all points in time.
10
Oh,
seconds
not every
remaining.
single team picks it, but
Yes.
a lot of teams do. I
They
mean,
do.
especially a lot of you know,
5
Western
seconds
teams,
remaining.
a lot of North American teams, Cloud9 obviously.
Yep.
Reserve
I mean, they were
time.
I think, the first big innovator to do so. And
Yeah.
that just comes down to AEY playing ridiculous Visage and obviously EE playing the Draw Ranger. And that's the one thing I like about some of the carry players, especially on Cloud9 and EE, is that he
Dire team
plays heroes that no one really played at the time. You go back to MLG Columbus, who really played Drow, who really played Clinks. He was one of the only few. And they're still having a rough time in the Dota scene currently. Although, I mean, they're placing in the top 2 or 3
Second
almost every
place
tournament. Yeah, it's just that they cannot get over the hump of winning a tournament. And we might see. I believe that we'll see how it goes with the next couple of
ESL could
plans.
be
Yeah,
a chance.
ESL I think could
There's
really change the
honestly,
fortune.
there's a lot of
seconds
teams
remaining.
coming into ESL without their full roster. So
Yes.
I mean, and well, I'm making a
5
pretty big
seconds
assumption there that
remaining.
Cloud9 will make it with their full roster with Bone 7 on their team. So
Navi
It's a bit early. I mean, I guess it,
I think my understanding is it sort of comes down to the type of visa he got for a TI, because there are visas that give you repeated entry
I hope
for
that's
like
the one.
5 years or something.
that would be
Then there-
good for
and
him.
then there are one-time visas. So
Well,
I'm not sure, but I guess that's a fairly large assumption that he makes it to the land. But Alliance is going to be using a stand-in. Navi US don't have a completed roster. Evil Geniuses should be there in full force.
yeah, I don't expect Evil Geniuses to have any issues, but maybe somehow Zai doesn't get a visa. But no, that's probably not going to
No,
happen. He's
it's
from Sweden.
not.
He's good to go.
It's not a thing.
Yeah, that's not a thing. You're right. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Obviously, that's a little bit later on this weekend. This is just a bit of a taste. I mean, this tournament, the end of Dota 2 Canada Cup, which, I mean, guys, first and foremost, I think for everyone that's been a repeated viewer of the Canada Cup, I want to thank you guys for joining us throughout the entire season. Of course, with High Ground TV providing you guys the coverage, it's been an absolute pleasure casting with Greg, having our statsman come along, and obviously Dakota, who's not here currently. It's just been an absolute pleasure, and all of you fans have made this a great season as well. Season number 3 has been an absolute success, and obviously Bearski the Courier, a very cute courier. The tickets still should be in sale.
Yep, still available.
10 seconds
$5.99.
remaining.
It's pretty cute. He's over here. I would definitely check him out. One of my favorite couriers anyway. So back into the draft though. Viper and Enigma for Sneaky Nix Assassins. Earthshaker for Navi US. And Fog knows how to play an Earthshaker. Quark knows how to play an Earthshaker. And we'll see who picks this one up on the side of Navi US.
Definitely fits their play style, and also, I mean, something that comes with the Earthshaker is the good base defense, which is something that
10
they were missing
seconds remaining.
in the last game. And I'm interested.
5
This to
seconds
me looks a little bit
remaining.
more like a kind of a traditional Navi US lineup here. They have the Lich as well. And how do you feel about
Dire
Lich?
team ban.
I think he's really good in just winning your laning phase. And you the problem with the Lich is you just can't TP and react to any real gank. You don't have a disable to use.
That's my problem.
It's an Ice Blast. I mean, it's going to do some damage, and that's great, but it's not the best in terms of
10
just saving your
seconds
teammates and
remaining.
keeping them alive, obviously. Chain Frost is a good ability, but it's not
5 seconds
nearly as good as some of the
remaining.
other ultimates. I mean, you look at a Scarith Mage, Mystic Flare, and you compare that to a Lich ultimate. I'd take Scarith Mage's ultimate 9 times out of 10.
Navi
But it comes down to
US's
comboing.
turn
And
to ban.
the bigger problem with me is that they're against a Viper. They have a lot of magic damage, and they have to deal with a Viper with corrosive skin now. And this is just the biggest issue when it comes to facing a Viper. You can talk about how much right-click damage you'll get off, but when you talk about a Viper, you're 9 times out of 10, you'll talk about his tankiness
10
and corrosive skin.
seconds remaining.
And just the magic resistance that it provides you. So that's my real issue with
5
Lich in this
seconds
draft. So.
remaining.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thing about Lich is I feel like his usefulness just drops off. I mean, the good news is that there's Enigma on the other team, so that is forever going to be very, very nice in
Yes.
this game at least. To just cancel that black hole on cast. So I think with that Enigma on the other side, he definitely ticks up in value quite a bit, actually, in my book. But traditionally, Lich seems to just lack a lot of versatility, which a lot of popular heroes have right now. And
Yes.
you know, he doesn't exactly have an amazing like ganking
10
nuke. He doesn't have
seconds
good
remaining.
ganking skill set. He just has sacrifice and frost armor. I don't know. I mean,
5
he definitely has
seconds
his place, and
remaining.
with an Enigma on the other side, I think it's quite a strong pick.
Yeah, you need something to be able to go through
Oh, boy.
EKB and obviously have that
Navi
canceling ability.
US's
Sneaky
turn
Nix
to
Assassins pick
pick.
up a Gyrocopter. TC's play this a bit, but is this an Us Gyro is the real question, as you have Viper being played by TC. It probably
think it
is.
has to be.
Yeah, I think it is going to be.
I don't think I don't know if I've ever seen Ush play Gyrocopter.
It's certainly not a hero I've seen too often.
It's
if at
certainly
all.
not a hero he plays a lot.
No, definitely not. And I think
This
this
just
is
goes to what we're talking about. Like,
yeah, big hero pool,
this has an expanding hero pool.
giant hero pool.
10
Maybe he just wants to
seconds
show off the new
remaining.
Summit set. I don't know.
Maybe. And
Maybe that's what it is.
5
I don't
seconds
really-
remaining.
What
I mean-
percentage of drafting is driven by cosmetics? That's a stat that I want to know.
if it was me, it'd be 99% of all drafting driven by cosmetics. But Phantom Assassin picked up by Navi US. Excalibur picks up the Razor. PA picked up by Snaking. And Fogged Earthshaker. Dang it! No Korok Shaker. How frustrating. But at the same time, Korok is going to be probably playing the offlane as they'll give the mid lane, I imagine, to Navi US's either Snaking or Excalibur. Both of them very adept in the mid lane. So, good draft for both sides. The PA can absolutely just house a lot of these heroes and has the physical damage to deal with the Viper, to deal with the Squishy Skyrath, to deal with the Gyrocopter, even running right up to him. And I'm excited. This could be a good one. Navios can get back into this with one good game, and all of a sudden we're tied up, and we only have the best of 3 left afterwards. However, Sneaking X Assassins with a win here, they're one step closer to finishing the
10
series off
seconds remaining.
against Navi US, who are the proverbial favorites.
5 seconds
So-
remaining.
Well, I'm kind of. I mean, with the stand-ins, it's really hard to say, but they seem to be playing okay. I don't think you can bring that last game down to anything to do with the stand-ins. Well, maybe a little bit, but for the
I don't
most
know.
part,
Ragnarok played a heck of a game, man, I think.
And Ush has only played Gyro twice, so it is definitely a pretty new hero or a less picked item or a less picked hero. And I just want to say, what the hell is this cosmetic on Snake King? Yeah, now has a unicorn thing.
What the hell is that?
That is one of the weirdest cosmetics I've
Helm
ever seen.
of the Dark
She
Wraith.
can't see anything.
No, she really can't, man. She's actually just blind. And I guess you could make some argument that PA has,
Echolocation.
yeah, or some bullshit like that, but I'm pretty sure she just looks at things. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Check PA's cloak.
Oh boy. I'm afraid.
Well,
It's a demon.
it
Demon
is.
item.
That's a demon kill. Demon double kill coming out from Snaking. Well, I like it. Good cosmetic item coming out. Fogged is not using an autographed item, unfortunately.
A Mott signed Earthshaker.
No, he's not. That's the one problem I have with... That's actually the only problem I have with Fog playing the Earthshaker and not Korok, is because... Or actually just, any heroes that Korok plays not having anything autographed by me. It's a bit sad. He's got like 6 items of mine. I don't know why, but apparently the Earthshaker
Big fan,
official was actually gifted by Grant, so there's always that.
Oh.
But
All right. Well, that's
well,
not great.
he bought the other one though. I'm pretty sure. The Ursa Claus.
Yeah, well, it looks like Ush is not showcasing the new Summit set, so shame on him. But quick introductions here for the Sneaky Nyx Assassins. They've got Ush on the Gyrocopter, Whitebeard on the Enigma, TC gonna be on the Viper, and Fluff and Stuff on the Skyrath Mage, and all the way down bottom it's IX Mike 88. He's gonna be on the Centaur.
What the hell is Whitebeard doing? He's circling TC right now. He's playing Ring Around the Rosie. And he's going to deny the creep, obviously, but it's just kind of funny. On the other side of things, Navi US.
30 seconds
Again, your
to
favorites in this series, they're down 1-0. Fog going to be playing the Earthshaker. Korok on the Tidehunter. Mid, it's going to be Ragnarok currently on the Lich, who's just looking to sacrifice real quick, it looks like. Snaking playing your Phantom Assassin with his Poor Man's Shield picked up. And then to finish it off, it'll be Excalibur playing your Razor. Boots first for him. And we'll see which one of these guys goes mid. I imagine Snaking heads bottom, Excalibur goes mid. But I could be wrong about that. He does have a ward, by the way. I'm not sure what for. It looks like he might just place this down here on the cliff, and will do so. But it looks like Fluff saw that. They can counter ward that at some point in the near future. And maybe they can go into the mid lane now. And it looks like with the sacrifice, and Ragnarok's going to block as well. So he's doing all the work here.
Middle.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
I like the
I
decision.
mean, I can get behind this.
Yes.
The only thing is that Snake King is going to have to be careful because he'll take a lot of harass from TC in this lane.
Well, he's going to try to give it to him as well with the Stifling Dagger. Level 1 not going to do much there. Ragnarok is going to get right-clicked down early on by TC. This is the problem. 3 poison attacks from TC, and you're already doing some decent harass. And Ragnarok is like, please no. God, why? Meanwhile, top lane, Korok has an Invis Rune. Us sitting here in the top lane. Fisher getting canceled by Fogged. And, that's interesting.
Fogged is have you ever pub with Fog? He plays Earthshaker like every single game.
Yes, I have.
And he is so familiar with Earthshaker and the blocks you can get here. So he's looking for any window of opportunity here in this top lane. Korok Korok is taking a ridiculous amount of harass, though. Dear God.
Yeah, the Arcane Bolt's certainly not feeling very great on the skin of the Giant Tidehunter, and he'll sit up in the top lane. Fogged roams towards mid, it looks like, maybe looking for a potential kill on TC. They Frostblast TC yet again. He does have level 1 Corrosive Skin, so now 10% more magic resistance than before. And we'll see if they can get an early kill here. Interesting note, Knoxville just pointed out in his stat that Excalibur has yet to lose a game as Razor, so he should be doing well.
Oh, they're going to block in TC here. Can they actually get the kill? Snake King going to work here. Does not have a lot of damage early. Definitely one of the downsides of PA. No Phantom Strike either, so
can't really get the kill.
Unfortunate. Yeah, I don't really know how they expect to get that kill, to be honest. If there was a Razor there, you could probably get it.
But then you have to command a lot of heroes just to getting a kill on a Viper. They're doing okay. I mean, he only has 3 last hits, so they're shutting him down pretty effectively, but every other lane is farming well. 10 last hits for Ush in the top lane. The jungle, obviously, is being won by Whitebeard, who now has 12. Bottom lane, I expect sitting on 7 last hits. He's about tied with the Razor, but good start coming up for Nyx Assassins, despite this mid lane maybe not going as good as they want it to.
Fogged is just continuing to roam around. This is a popular playstyle with Earthshaker. You just try to win every single lane with Fisher. It's such an powerful ability early on, and they are making some moves on TC here, but Ragnarok needs to be a little bit careful. Oh, the Stifling Dagger is so close to killing him.
Wow, TC might even have to head back home. There's no bottle coming out for him, obviously. He just has 1 tango to go.
Yeah, yes, he only has 3 CS, so this has worked extremely well. This dual lane. Frostblast is the real deal against early levels of Viper.
TC, Stifling Dagger.
Phantom Strike,
yeah, so. No Phantom Strike. Ragnarok wants the oh my god, the Frostblast gets the kill. Are you kidding me? He dove for that. Here comes Whitebeard. Midnight Pulse coming in. He's going to get Malphite right now. They're going to try to turn this kill around. Concussive shot. Eidolon's right-clicking him down. Ragnarok will fall. Whitebeard getting the kill, but that's probably worth it. Although, Snaking needs to be careful in this mid lane.
Yeah, well, now Snaking has a bottle. He has a huge amount of CS here. Half a level already on TC. So they have to be okay with this. The bad news is that Ragnarok... Oh, God. That bottle abuse, though. I wonder if that's ever going to get taken out of the game.
I don't even know really how that works. Well, Phantom Strike and the Blur is going to come through. TC getting caught out. And more Stifling Dagger pressure. And Fluff gets the kill in the top lane. I was watching Korok. He got Rocket Barrage, but I turned my attention towards the mid lane as TC was taking a lot of harass there. But they do get the kill on Korok. Nicely done. And Ush gets involved in a kill. 24 last hits for him, and 1,000 gold in the bank as well. So,
and I think we're gonna have a bit of a passive game, so we can explain this bottle abuse I was talking about. Is when you come back from the fountain, you have the fountain buff on you, and the fountain buff is just like a continual thing. We'll fight over the haste rune here. Ooh, Fluff actually taking some serious damage. Should be fine though.
It's good to go.
So when you come back from the lane, you still have the fountain buff, and the fountain buff is just like the same thing. You know, it heals you, it fills bottles. So when you put the bottle on the hero that just came back from the fountain, it refills the bottle because it thinks you're in the fountain.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Centaur getting chased down. IX Mike eating a tree, but here comes Fog. No Fisher. IX Mike still getting through. No, Excalibur gets the kill with 1 right click. And now he's feeling pretty comfortable with this lane down bottom. Despite Mike getting off to a pretty fast start, he's now only got 8 last hits, so he's gotten shut down pretty much since that fast start has come out.
No surprises there. I mean, Razor is a lane winner, and Mike just, going to catch the worst end of that lane, especially as a melee hero. Static Link is extremely good, and Razor even went boots first to make sure that he can always get a good link off.
Yeah.
And it's just working out as expected. Now that Fog's in this lane as well, Mike has to be careful.
This is going to be another one of those games where if you take it late, either team can come up with the victory here. It's a bit less, you can't really figure that out until we see how the mid game goes for Snake King. Obviously for Ush in the top lane as well. I mean, he's getting a lot of farm, but this Razor's going to be pretty effective at shutting him down. I mean, he might go for Drum next too, Excalibur, or he can go for that mech. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you're right. Razor's pretty decent against Gyro, but mega late game,
Smoke mid.
It's going to be kind of an interesting battle here.
TC getting caught out. They do have Black Hole, though, coming in on Whitebeard. They're walking to the high ground. Snaking gets the kill. Malphite, he will get caught out. Black Hole coming in. Whitebeard gets the kill. 1-for-1 trade. Now Ragnarok getting low as well. They're chasing him down. Double edge to grab the second. And that's going to be a 2-for-1 exchange, which they're definitely okay with. But a lot of rotations coming through from these assassins.
I do see a problem with this, though. Like, TC has 9 last hits and 2 deaths. And when you pick Viper like this, he's a cornerstone of your lineup in the mid game because you expect him to have that mechanism and to facilitate pushes. And when he gets shut down like this, it's not possible. And this happened in WCA the other day too, and the Viper just got completely.
Ooh, stick charge! Anchor smash not there. He cannot get it off. Arcane Bolt will finish him off just in time. Fluff gets the kill. Back and forth. This is going to be the kill total for the last game at about 20 minutes was 6 to 7, and it's going to eclipse that very quickly. Enchant Totem, Fisher's going to come out. Ush not going to fall. Only level 2 Fisher, and Fog just stands there, and he's very sad. And Whitebeard comes in as well. You can even hear the LOL coming out from Korok. Midnight Pulse, Fog getting low. No mana. Arcane Bolt's going to fly. He's just going to resign. He's like, I'm dead, actually. Just Whitebeard gets the kill.
That's they kill TC in the mid lane though. Ragnarok grabs him now. Snake King re-engaging back in. The double edge does not catch both, so Ragnarok's still alive. Whitebeard Soul Rings drops the stun here on Snake King, who's going to try to make it out. Does not have Phantom Strike for a couple of seconds here. Not enough mana for Frostblast either. And Snake King the evasion. Can he actually make it all the way out of this? It looks like he can. He's going to even drop this dagger to make sure they can get Mike fogged running forward. Pops off the totem. Oh no! He does barely get Mike. Ush gonna grab a kill in return though, and whew.
Snake, please.
Snaking, please.
Get out of there, buddy. Nice play coming out. Nyx Assassins though. Oh my god, Mike really wanted that double edge to hit both. They would have gotten the kill, and the blur coming out from the Phantom Assassin. My god, how lucky can you get for snaking? Meanwhile, down bottom, Excalibur continues to farm away 1,800 gold. His item, we have to wait and see what it's going to be. Either a drum, mech. Don't think he'll purchase Midas.
There's a couple choices here. They want to be a bit more aggressive. I think you go for the mech. The drum is definitely more conventional. A lot of people have been skipping drum now and going like just straight Aquila Ags. So, like Arteezy does that, so that's a possibility.
I think that's a good choice. Ags is just such a better item. Ravage is going to come through. Ush getting caught out. Chain Frost going as well. He pops the call down. The bounce coming back in. Ush will fall. On the backside, here comes Fluff. They will pick up Ragnarok and maybe even Korok as well. Ancient Seal, here comes the Stifling Dagger. Phantom Strike. Snake King with the crit. Eviscerates that poor Skywrath Mage. Here comes Whitebeard. No Black Hole, though. In fact, I don't even think he has Malphite. A 2-for-2 trade that actually I think definitely goes in favor of Navi US.
Oh yeah, absolutely in favor. They kill Ush, which is a pretty big deal. He's been farming pretty well, 40 last hits, and it looks like he is going to be going for the drum. Has Excalibur made a choice yet? Bought an Ogre Club, so possibly he's just going to be going straight for that Aghanims. I mean, it's definitely a build. I mean, Aghanims is incredibly good on Razor, and he's getting so much farm that you know, it seems like a reasonable option here. I mean, he could also be going for like. SNY is not terrible on Razor. He could be going straight for BKB, but I don't like going straight for BKB. I think anymore.
I'd rather have the drums first if you're going to do that. I mean, just get the drum, pick up the BKB a bit later, so you can fight a bit more effectively, and you actually have some damage other than just having a BKB, which is not bad. I mean, with a Razor, you get a lot of your damage from Static Link, anyways. But he's trying to get up towards that max plasma field. He actually put 3 points to the Static Link first, then 2 points into the unstable current. Fog getting caught out. Ancient Seal, Mystic Flare. He's actually just dead.
Well, yeah, there's that Centaur Skywrath Mage. It's a lot of damage, a lot of roaming damage.
Yeah, that's it. 1,000 gold now in the bank for Centaur Warrunner here. So it looks like he's doing okay. Looks like he wants to get towards that Blink Dagger. It'll be a bit later than maybe we usually see Mike pick it up. Stifling Dagger did crit on the mid lane, Whitebeard. It's going to hit again. Won't crit this time, but he's already below half health. Now he does have a mech, however, so... And
the one thing I did not account for with this Viper losing is that they have Enigma to buy the mechanism anyway, so it's not going to hurt them that much, and instead he just goes for like double Wraith Band. But he still doesn't even have full treads. Well, Whitebeard maybe going to go down here, does have Black Hole, turns it back around. TC trying to bring down Snake King. There's a little bit of evasion happening here. Fog drops the totem, does not have another Fisher available. Snake King going to be chasing down Whitebeard here. Fog does die. There's a concussive shot. It's going to slow down Snake King, who's getting honestly outplayed here. Jeez, he just got owned on the hill.
Yeah, and Korok doesn't have Gush to take down Whitebeard. Frostblast, they might be able to get Fluff and stuff in the back end. They said it will be a 2-for-2 trade, but Fluff might get out. One right click will do the job. Up to the high ground it goes, and Lich gets the kill. 2-for-2 trade. Korok looking for Whitebeard, but he backs away immediately, realizing that they're up in his jungle, they're up in his grill. He gets out of there in time, so. But somehow the fight does give a bit more gold to Navi US. Although they do lose Snake King. Maybe not the best trade, but still pretty okay.
I mean, on paper, the trade doesn't look that bad, but I think Snake King dying is is not good. So
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Excalibur is just gonna go straight for Ags here. It seems a little greedy, but with the way he's just AFK farming, I think it might be okay. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, if you're just sitting in lane farming, you don't really need the Aquila. So I just like the damage that you get off of this.
He's got 2,000 gold. He's saving a lot for whatever it is that he's waiting to buy. And he could go for a BKB, which is, I think, the opposite of a greedy play here. It just makes it so that he could farm and be safe.
I don't know.
and-
That
and
seems
kill.
like the way this game is going, though, with the way he's farming, I don't know if that's a good choice.
I don't think it is either.
I mean, I guess they do have Snake King, who's like gonna not secure the late game, but will be doing
Dire's
tons of
bottom
damage in the
tower
late
is
game.
under
But
attack.
getting with the new BKB change, I don't like it. And
Excalibur,
he's just not here.
he's buying a BKB. He bought the Mythical Hammer as he died, so he is going for BKB.
So this means that they have to fight, though, pretty much as soon as he gets it, because otherwise he buys a BKB and it just sits in his inventory. Does nothing.
Well, that's fine. I think they will be able to. They have a team fighting lineup too. I mean, this is when they have Ravage up, when they have Chain Frost up. I mean, Staking is you can man fight with the Phantom Assassin even without any items up on Staking. I think this is a good choice. Well, I mean, Fogged is going to get caught out by Fluff. Gets an Arcane Bolt coming his way. Does get a concussive shot as well. Ancient Seal is not up. They have no mana for anything else. Echo Slam only on Fluff. That does pretty much nothing, and he gets double edge. That was.
This has not been Fogg's best game.
I don't know about that, dude.
Radiant's top tower has
Yeah,
fallen.
he's not had the impact that that he normally has.
Yeah.
He's probably pretty frustrated right now, to be honest.
Radiant's top
Well,
tower
he's only
is
died,
under
what, how many
attack.
times? Alright, 5 times
Dire's
actually.
middle
Yeah.
tower is
He's
under
1 5
attack.
and 1. That's not where you want to be.
No, definitely not.
Dire's
Snaking grabs up the
structures
broadsword,
fortified.
which might be the beginning of a
Radiant's
blade mail
bottom
or a battle
tower
fury.
has fallen.
Or your Chrysalis
Dire's
if you really
middle
wants that, but I
tower
don't
is
think
under
that's the
attack.
case. And they're going to take the tier 1 tower, it looks like. They will get some pressure, and TC... Oh, come on!
Dire's
He gets in there, and
middle
TC
tower
gets a
has been
beautiful
denied.
deny. Unfortunate for Navi US, but seeing Nick Assassins, they needed that kind of play, especially for TC, who has 2 Wraith Bands and an Aquila. This is not TC's best game
this
either.
is the build of a Viper that is struggling
Yeah.
extremely heavily. I mean, he is getting... This game has been really awful for TC, and
He's a vagabond.
especially, I mean,
Dire's top tower
given
is
that you're a
under attack.
Razor, you don't expect that to happen, so...
Well, I
I
mean,
wonder if they are going to go for a Blade Mail here and then just, like, fight with the PA.
I think that makes the most sense. I don't know what else you build. I don't think you build a
Because I
Battle
don't see
Fury.
any reason... Yeah, I don't see why you buy the Broadsword first if you're going Battle Fury.
If you are going Battle Fury, that's certainly not the choice. If they're going for a Chrysalis, maybe, but I don't see
Chrysalis
why.
seems
That's
awful.
really you have.
He buys a
Kubrana.
Chrysalis. Why would you
That's
buy a
just
great
it.
item
You
on a
just
hero
quit
with-
the game. You're like, I'm done. That's
Yeah.
Snake
with-
King. You've made some questionable decisions, but that's pretty.
That would be pretty questionable,
Yeah.
especially given that your ult is a giant crit. I don't know why you would buy a Chrysalis.
Listen, man, it can happen. I've seen it before. In pub games.
We'll find out. This is certainly a bit of an unconventional build from PA.
All right. Nyx Assassins do have the gold lead, though, the net worth lead by 3,000. So as good as this has looked for Navi US, Ush is just continuing to farm again. And we talked about it a lot last game. He's got 88 last hits. His BKB is pretty much done here once he gets the Mithril Hammer, which is 1,000 gold away. He's got a Phase, he's got a Bracer, he's got an Aquila as well. He's only farmed 5 more CS than the Bracer has, but, you know.
I mean, both
thing.
have sort of been a little AFK farming, although Excalibur has died one more time, I think.
Whitebeard is going BKB, by the way, so you have to save Chain Frost
Dire's
for
middle tower is under attack.
the Enigma Black Hole now, I think. Blink Ravage. Ush getting caught up. There's the Chain Frost coming in, and now Ush in trouble. Stampede going through the mech to keep him alive. The Malphite's
Dire's
Blink.
middle
Stomp
tower is
coming in.
under attack.
They have Black Hole. Are they going to use it? Only connects on Korok Fog. No Fisher for 6 seconds. They will lose Korok in about a second's time. And meanwhile, bottom, the Mystic Flare and Viper TC getting involved and picking up the Razor. Big engagement there coming up from Nyx Assassins.
You know, this BKB might just be a bit of, like, just concession to the fact that he's getting owned by the Skywrath mage. You know?
Makes
It's
sense.
like, I'm getting killed by Skywrath over and over again. I guess I have to get a BKB not to die, but I'm not sure how much that's really going to help. Link Stomp's pretty hard to BKB.
True. It's a good point. But
I mean, then you're using BKB charges on things like that, which is probably also a complete win for Nyx Assassins. They're
I
probably
mean,
more than okay with that.
he only has 2 deaths. It's not like he's getting owned. I think he's just having... I don't know. Are you talking about the Razor Arm?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Razor.
Yeah, that's what... Well,
I mean, but he doesn't, like, he's got nothing to show for the fact that he's free farmed.
true.
The tower's not dead. He's not that farmed. It's not like he's like a Naga or something.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Oh,
Oh god, Ragnar looks
Why is he?
dead.
Why are you there, buddy? Custom shot coming in. You are done. Fluff just blows you up. That's a lot of light coming through, but enough lights will grab the kill on that poor Lich. Getting caught out of position, and now you've got to play kind of passively here. And thank you for that. But,
you can like alt-click everything now. It's kind of hilarious.
I know. I don't know why it shows up in spectator chat. It shouldn't, but it's just something they need to change. Anyway, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I mean, it's just the BKB. I think right now, you know, we talked about it. I can see why this is a choice he made, but I don't know if it's really paying off. They need to get fights, and he actually needed Eye of the Storm level 2 before he could start using that BKB effectively. Now that they have it, there's no reason really not to fight, although they are a bit behind, and Centaur can actually just destroy you. So if he gets a stomp double edge, like you talked about before the BKB gets popped off. So
Ush has actually not completed the drums. He has also gone for that BKB.
this makes more sense, though.
But he has like an Aquila as well, and I think I like on Ush's side. I like this a bit better.
I mean, this is just a standard build for a gyrocopter, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, pretty normal.
I mean, you always really get BKB first. Maybe you pick up the drum first usually, but I mean, with the Aquila, with the Bracer, you actually have some items to whittle some heroes down and do some damage and to be effective and to survive, more importantly than anything in these fights. Meanwhile, Stampede going, TC getting out, and another TP coming in. They want to rotate over Whitebeard, who has no black hole for 36 seconds, but he can still do a lot of damage with Midnight Pulse.
I have no idea if Fluff is here.
No, absolutely not. And Viper Strike coming in, TC, and they're going to catch him out. Snaky going to work. There's the mech keeping him alive, just barely. They will get the kill on Ragnarok, and finally they bring down TC, who has really just no items, and then it took him forever to bring that hero down, but they do get the kill. And Chant Totem Fog jumping in. There's the coup de grace coming out. Whitebeard getting brought low. Plasma Field. Oh, the Fisher does block him, but doesn't stun him. Not that it matters. Snake King grabs the double kill. Finally, they get back on track for Navi US and grab 2 kills. And Fluff is just sitting in the trees, and he's just chilling for whatever reason. So he's just eating a way out of this place. I don't know what he's doing, but
Should be decision time here for Snake King. We should know what he's building now. Find out.
1,500 gold, buy something, Snake King.
Radiant's
Purchase
middle
up an item,
tower
do
is
it.
under attack.
Courier is getting sent out to the secret shop, and it looks like it's going to be point boost. It's a Battle Fury. Snake King's going Battle Fury, you know? Didn't expect it, but he actually has enough for it now. That's actually his full Battle Fury completed. I think, yep, there it is. So that's actually not bad. 18 minutes for a Battle Fury. All things considered.
If he's going Battle Fury, having it this early is pretty nice. Given
that's with a Bracer with a Poor Man's Shield. So Snake King's been farming pretty well too. He's got 92 last hits, and maybe not as much as Ush has, but doesn't matter. He's going to start farming a lot faster.
Yeah, but he's doing way better than TC, who has a point booster from the Aghanims, and that's pretty much it.
Hey, these 2 Wraith Bands and this Aquila paid off, man. Come on now.
That's a lot of Wraith Bands.
It really is. Listen. Wraith Band Gaming's
Why
the way
buy
to
nulls
go.
when you can buy Wraith Bands?
Exactly. It's a null talisman for agility heroes. That's what it is.
I mean, that's literally what it
It
is.
literally. I've described it in a nutshell. In case anyone was wondering what a Wraith Band is.
Oh, God.
What a motto.
Snake, I mean, so Navi US now. I mean, this is the thing that's kind of confusing for me. Like, they have this. Is Fluff still just sitting here?
He really is. I don't know.
Fluff is actually just AFK right now.
He's leeching a lot of experience in this bottom lane, but that's actually just it. He has a Force Staff recipe now. He's going to have a Force Staff pretty soon. But actually, if they Plasma Field at the right time, Fluff can get caught out and die. That's the thing, too. That's a really dangerous position. I don't know what he's doing here.
I don't know, like, what's... I mean, I guess he just can't leave, but...
He has no TP scroll. That's probably why he's just been sitting here. He cannot get a TP scroll sent to him.
probably just... I mean...
You just run out and die, man, at this point.
This is really weird.
You're wasting so much
he's gonna
time.
try to escape now.
I think it's time for you to go, buddy. Da-da-da-da! The path to freedom for Fluff and stuff.
Unless he runs straight into these.
He's gonna run straight into. Yeah. Oh god, no. Mike's gonna help him out. BKB, but there's a great BKB from Excalibur statically. Fluff, no! You waited so long, Fluff. No, he does go down. Oh man,
that's kind of funny. He's been hiding down there for basically ever.
I'm really sad.
Now Excalibur has used the BKB, and
it's worth it.
They're gonna move in on the
tower.
It's
definitely worth it. Ush continues to just sit top and farm. Finally, a BKB from Nyx comes in. Whitebeard has his black hole, but no. Blink Dagger. There's the Blink Stomp coming in from Ike's Mike. Midnight Pulse is going to come in. Snake King. Black Hole's going to fly. They cannot Chain Frost. Yes, they can, but it's a bit too late. Snake King already down. Chain Frost. Viper is going to fall, although Ush comes in with the BKB and blows everybody up. 4 dead. About to be a team wipe. Ush getting that kill. And the last one on the side of Navi US does fall. And they're looking to push down into this tier 2 tower. What a fight coming up for Sneaky Nyx Assassins. Ush again. What a great engagement.
Yeah, that was a really nice engagement for Nyx Assassins, and they look like they have a much more coordinated game plan, to be honest. I mean, Fluff was just like AFK in his bottom area, like with a quelling blade, eating through all these trees. I have no idea what he was doing down there.
That was the one part that was not coordinated.
And then but then they have the Razor, who is building BKB first, and Snaking is building a Battle Fury first. I don't know. It seems like they've got a bit of a mixed thing going on.
Under attack.
Nyx Assassins are just stomping.
They can't decide what they want to go for. Later game pressure, early game team fight. And that's the problem right now, is just that you're exactly right. I just don't see... The team is not really gelling around one particular idea. And you look at Nyx Assassins, they have a pretty good idea of what they want to do, which is fight and make space for Ush. Once he has space, and they can actually take fights with him, then they'll try to finish the game. But until that happens, whittle down objectives, get team fights going your way, and Nyx Assassins will have hopefully a good time here in the mid-game at 22 minutes in. Again, they're up 1-0, so if you lose this game for Navi US, you're one game away from losing the entire series 3-0 to a team which many thought were inferior to you, which I guess is not a really fair assumption for Sneaky Nyx Assassins. They've played extraordinarily well recently, but that's just usually what people think of Navi US in terms of their comparison to Sneaky Nyx Assassins, so...
Yeah, and continuing onwards here, Ush with the Helm of the Dominator is just going for the long farm game. I mean, the good news about Gyro is his ulti is pretty good early, so he's still good in the team fights. The BKB and flat cannon is often enough to make him relevant. But with the Helm of the Dominator, he's going to be able to just stack up ancient camps and continue farming, doing what Gyro.
Yeah, this is just going to be maybe kind of a repeat of game number 1 to a certain extent. I mean, you're not involved as much.
The thing is that Snaking is very farmed, though.
Yes.
Snaking is as farmed as Ush, and is now going to be going for a BKB as well. So, with these BKBs coming together, I think
Dire's
you
bottom
need to make
tower
something
is
happen.
under attack. Dire's structures
maybe not.
are
Maybe
fortified.
I'm always just skeptical of PAs in general, like the hero. But mega late game PA is pretty ridiculous.
When you go back to what was happening, a couple months back, right around before TI4, when PA was getting picked a lot, it almost felt like she was just fighting very early on in the game and just getting a lot of kills through, the crit and through just having Blur and Phantom Strike. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Love gets caught out. There's the Fissure, does connect. The Ravage is going to go. They will grab 1 kill. Stampede. Now the TP coming up from Korok, and he will make it out alive. Nice little gank.
That's a perfect example. What was that? Like, what did they think was going to happen there? I don't understand why that, that was pretty much exemplifies what I was talking about this whole time. Is that was just extremely uncoordinated. An offlaner and support just tried to kill, 2 cores. And then they just left because they realized there's no way it was going to happen.
Well, they got 1 kill out of it. I think it was more so killing Fluff than anything else. But
yeah, I guess. But is that worth using Ravage? Because now it's...
Probably not. Roche is going to go down. Without... you do have Chain Frost in the Roche Pit, which is kind of gross. Although there are 2 BKBs in the Roche Pit currently. Echo's available. PA's available. Her Battle Fury BKB is about to be completed. But yeah, this is going to be Roche. They have no real way of contesting it now, or at least they don't want to, so... Ush picks up the Aegis. He's got his Demon Edge as well. Looks like he'll be building towards, I imagine, an MKB. And TC picks up an Aghanim Scepter as well. So now they're starting to get some items here for Nyx Assassins. And despite losing Fluff, they're totally okay with that trade, I suppose.
Yeah, and the BKB, like we're talking about for Snaking, is the next item for sure. Now that he's purchased up the recipe, and Nyx Assassin's just going to start taking towers with this Aegis.
Radiant's middle tower.
They're going to barrel down and make Curefish is going to come up, block the path for a bit. TC can't move further. He was looking
Fog does have a
somebody
blink
to South
dagger.
But...
That's something.
Yeah, it's pretty early, actually.
Echo. Yeah, considering how poorly Fog has been doing this game, that's actually pretty good.
Radiant's
and Eidolon's continuing to pressure the tier 2 tower. Viper Strike long range. I think that was on. I'm not sure who that was on, but I think he might have canceled it. No, it did go off. Maybe Korok blinked away from it if he has one.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened. Fog blinks away from a concussive shot. Now they're just creating a lot of pressure in room here.
And look, the tower. I mean, tower's just going to get mowed down. Good news is they do get a tower off of creeps.
Tier 1 top. And Tier 1 bottom was getting pressured as well.
Radiant's
Well,
middle
Tier 2
tower
bottom was
has
getting pressured
fallen.
as they actually had
Dire's bottom
PA
tower
down
is
there
under attack.
fighting, farming a bit, and they will back up now with a Tier 2 and a Tier 1 taken in the span of about a minute. So nice play coming out. Now for Nyx Assassins, probably just farm a bit more. Although with an Aegis you could maybe make something happen, but no reason to fight without Ush's MKB. And maybe a couple other items as well. So
I mean,
Dire's bottom tower
they're
is
playing this
under
game very
attack.
methodically. They know that they're in really good shape right now. They just took 2 towers extremely easily, including a tier 2. Big smoke here from by Navi US. They know they need to get something done right now. Whitebeard does have a BKB as well, and Whitebeard is just, they're going to ravage for it. I mean, when you're behind like this, sometimes you just have to do that.
they're going to continue to fight. Snaking now getting caught out. Meanwhile, pops the BKB. He's still kited by the Viper Strike coming in. BKB pop for Ush as well. He does have the Aegis, mind you. Statically going in, though, stealing a lot of that damage. Chain Frost might bounce through, but Mike stampedes at the right time. Viper Strike yet again. This time on Excalibur. Fluff is going to fall down. Korok does not use the Anchor Smash. Meanwhile, buyback from Fluff. They want to keep fighting. Blake, Echo,
nice
Fisher.
Echo.
They're going to get Mike. They're going to get Ush. The Aegis is now down, but they've got to make their way out of here, I think. Snaky getting Viper Strike again. He does take the Aegis Seal, the Arcade Bolt as well. He does have Phantom Strike if he can get it off. He will get it off, and he heads over to Ragnarok. Meanwhile, Korok really wants TC. Gushin, 3 seconds, cannot get it. There's the Viper Strike. Ush back up. There's the TP coming in. Fisher coming out. Korok will live. Saving Private Steven as Fog comes in with the Fisher. Giannis TP's out as well and will make it away. Great fight from
Snaking
Navi
somehow
West.
lived
And they're
through
actually...
this entire thing.
Fluff's gonna die. He will go down. Killing spree for Snaky. He gets the kill with the Stifling Dagger. And he's up to 1,700 gold now after that engagement. Great fight.
Yeah, that was a really good fight for them. That was something that they really needed. They get a huge gold swing off that, almost 5,000, 6,000 XP, and that's a really nice fight for Navi US. Maybe that's what they need here to push them back into this one. They kill the Aegis, they win a team fight. Although Ush now has an MKB, so Snaking is going to be dying extremely quickly.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that the blur is helping you out in those early engagements. But now with an MKB, which was the third item that he finished, his third big item anyway, that this is going to be kind of a difficult situation for Snaking. He does have a Helm of the Dom, so eventually he'll get a Satanic, and that'll make him a bit tankier. But for now, it really comes down to the Battle Fury and a BKB. And that might be enough a couple of minutes ago, but is it enough now is the question. Whitebeard's here. He has a Black Hole. They were trying to get it off of that last fight, but he got melted down. He was the first one that was targeted, and he just got blown the hell up, so...
Well, continuing onwards here, it looks like Sneaking Assassins are still interested in just pressuring down these lanes and trying to take tier 2s. They know that Navi US is extremely CD reliant with, of course, the Ravage and the Chain Frost. The Ravage is
Dire's
almost
middle
off
tower
cooldown.
is under
Echo Slam
attack.
almost off cooldown as well, so they need to move like right now, and they need to get it quickly. Ravage is up in 2 seconds.
They're looking to try to take down this tier 2 tower, and they're
Dire's
pressuring
middle
in.
tower is
And
under attack.
Snakey's got a split push. That
Radiant's
means he's got a
bottom
haste
tower
rune, but
is under attack.
no glyph on the Radiant side, and I believe there's one on the Dire side, so this is just
Are they
going to be
gonna
tier
go
2
for this?
tower.
Korok-
Tower is under
He's waiting.
attack.
No, they're not going in, man.
Radiant's bottom tower
Snaky will
has
continue to put
fallen.
pressure on the top lane, but he has to actually just back as there's a TP coming through. He backs away at the right time. Although it is only Ush, she might try to fight this. They don't rotate everyone back up. This could be it. Snaky gonna go with the Stifling Dagger. Phantom Strike as well. Ush getting caught. No real damage. No crit strike as well from Snaking, but just showing that he's trying to fight Ush here. Meanwhile, Ragnarok coming in. And Frostblast is gonna go. He does have BKB. Bottom though. They throw the Mystic Flare up. Mike was looking for a stomp, but no, they can't find anything.
Ush gonna drop down the call down here. TP coming in from Whitebeard, and that should be enough to make Navi US leave.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Hole plus a Gyrocopter will
Not what you want to do.
stop that push
Neck.
pretty easily.
Yeah. Snaking just backs his way out of there. 1,300 gold in the bank still. Mid lane Excalibur's pushing in. He has his Active Scepter, so he can. And he's level 3 ult as well. So I mean, they can take towers now. They can take fights pretty effectively.
Dire's
Looks like he's
middle
going
tower
for either
is
a
under
Shivas or an
attack.
Assault Cuirass, as he has the plate mail up. Now chasing down towards the mid lane is going to be Ush and Whitebeard. They'll back away. Just make sure that Snaking and Excalibur get out of their jungle and get out of their mid lane. So, but bottom lane is prime target for an initiation. Uh oh. Fog
You
has
need to be
blinked.
careful here. Fog can
And-
definitely blink forward and just set this up.
But
They're
they
not
have this Observer Ward too here, so they know that they're around. This one's here, which doesn't really quite give them vision of everybody else in the mid lane. And now the US are going to try to jump on Ush, but Ush is not going to cross the river smartly. He realizes that that would be a death sentence for him,
Yeah,
and he just
and
backs up.
the Viper here against the the PA is going to be very relevant with, I mean, we saw in the last fight, Viper Strike is just a beating if you're a PA. It makes it so easy for you to get kited, even with that BKB. So I really just, I like Nyx's chances here, just because of there's a couple decent things that deal with the PA, you know, the foresight to immediately buy that MKB, although that's normally the damage item for a gyrocopter. Then they have the Viper as well to deal with the Phantom Assassin. So we'll find out. I mean, the good news here is that, of course, there is still that Lich ulti to cancel the black hole if he does not find himself inside of it. And then the other thing I want to talk about is just that I haven't really felt the impact of Excalibur in this game. You know,
I think that's about to change, though.
He's 2-3-3. It's been pretty quiet, but now they're going to try to get a big team fight here in the top lane, and the Nyx Assassins are coming in. They're smoked up.
You have to maybe know this is coming from Navi US, and they're going to run right into some smoke heroes. And Excalibur is going to get caught out. BKB not popped. He was away from his keyboard, it almost felt like. BKB's popped up from pretty much every hero on Nyx Assassins now. Black Hole into Snaking was trying to TP out, but there's going to be the Chain Frost coming in. Snaking out, doing some damage to Whitebeard, goes on to TC. There's the Viper Strike. The Chain Frost still bouncing. TC in trouble. TC getting caught. There's the Ravage. Echo Slam only connects on Ush. He's about to fall. 3 done. Fog manning up. Dunks him. They get 2 kills for Fog. Fluff TPing out. He'll make it away. Big fight. That looked like it was going to go south for Navi US, but they turn it around.
Very fortunate crits as well from Snaking with the Helm, giving him a lot of HP in those fights. And that was a very bizarre fight there by Nyx Assassins. They let that Chain Frost continually hit TC, and that pretty much kills him. So Ush just not quite enough damage yet, it looks like, in these fights to kill Snaking.
Ush is actually, he's done well, but I feel like he's killed his teammates 2 or 3 times by just standing there with his BKB turned on and letting the Chain Frost bounce between him and some other heroes.
I don't know. I think they need like a Hex or something to deal with this PA. I don't know who's gonna be able to buy it, but
Enigma,
they need something.
I think Enigma is going for it. He's a Void Stone. But speaking of Hex, Korok has one. So this is a farm Tidehunter. No refresher, but
item choice. I mean, there's only one real main source of big damage right now, which is Ush. Although Viper now has a Demon Edge, so he's gonna be building some good damage as well. So the Hex is gonna be nice, though.
I imagine an MKB coming out from TC.
Blink Ravage if you catch Ush in that, plus the Hex. Oh, IX Mike.
IX Mike, Enchant Totem's gonna go. Fisher as well, he will fall. And that's the Hex already paying off. Whitebeard is gonna come into Malefice. There's the Stifling Dagger. Midnight Pulse coming up, but no Black Hole, just pushing them back. And they all rotate top. So all of a sudden, Navi US, I feel like, are right back in the driver's seat. If you look at the net worth graph, it's actually even completely. Experience-wise, Navi US gained like almost 6,000 to 7,000 off the back end of that fight alone. So they're in a really solid position now. If they can take some of these last tier 2 towers, get map control.
Is actually a big issue now. 8-3, almost 5k gold.
Yeah, that's an item that he's gonna buy. I don't know what it is, but he's gonna purchase up something soon.
I mean, there's a couple options here. He could go like straight for something like a. I mean,
Basher maybe?
Butterfly I think is, well, Basher's an option. Butterfly I think is still okay. You know, you can say obviously there's an MKB for Ush, but the extra attack speed is extremely relevant. Just being able to get off those crits, and then he won't be taking damage from TC until he buys an MKB, which actually might be the next item choice here with this Demon Edge. So maybe Butterfly, if he sees that Demon Edge, is not a good choice. So where are the other options here? Basher is one, but I think he's looking for a higher impact item than that.
Well, we're gonna find. I mean, you could go straight for the Satanic if you really wanted to, but what is it gonna be? It is a Satanic. Okay, so yeah, straight to the Satanic.
The thing about PA is that you don't really need damage that badly because of crit, obviously. So, and it's not a great chance, only 15%, but he is attacking really quickly with Phantom Strike.
Yeah, when you Phantom Strike, and especially with your treads, you have enough attack speed, I think, for you to get at least one proc and be just fine. And with the Satanic, I mean, this is going to be a really hard hero to kill. They don't have the damage yet. Even with an MKB, I think, in the Gyrocopter, I don't know if they have enough damage to kill this hero. She'll die quicker, obviously, because you can connect with every right click, but I don't know. He does have a Talisman of Evasion, though. Ush picks up a really smart choice here in terms of his item. Just so he avoids some right click coming out from the Phantom Assassin as well, and I think that's smart. It's a good decision.
Yeah, good choice. I mean, eventually maybe there's an MKB for Snaking, but there's going to be a long while here where this Talisman of Evasion is going to be nice, and probably turns into a full Butterfly. I don't really see a reason why not.
No, yeah, at some point it will be. And Top lane, they're giving room now for Ush to farm some more items. TC's getting farmed, so as rough of a start as TC had, he's actually, I guess he's not that good. He's about midway in terms of net worth on the net worth chart. Meanwhile, Roche Pit, it's happening. What do Nyx Assassins do to try to contest this? Are they going to run in? They have Blink Stomp from Mike, and they're going to wrap around the side. They have BKBs ready to go. They have Black Hole. This is a very dangerous Roche, and it's not falling quickly enough, I think, for sneaking or for Navi US. So
look at Lich. Lich is positioning himself here. So, oh boy, this is not good. But a really nice Force Staff's going to keep him out of harm's way for the moment. Korok tanky enough that he eats a bunch of that Mystic Flare. Not too bad. There is a rocket coming in. Roche is so close to dying. Looks like he is going to get it. Now Korok even gets himself a regen rune, so they don't lose anything from that. But Lich was positioning himself so he can D-ward also. So if they try to go into the pit and Black Hole, he can just toss in that Chain Frost, end it immediately. Nice positioning there by Navi US, and they look a lot more comfortable this game than they do last game. So.
I'd say that the first couple minutes of this game, the first 10-15 minutes were a bit questionable for them.
It was really rough for them early. Like, Fog just did not really get anything done, but he's had some amazing Echo Slams.
Hex up, Ush getting caught out. There's the Gush coming in. Stifling Dagger does crit, but here comes Ike's Mike. There's the Ravage staking. Wants to kill Echo Slam. Another dunk from Fog. Ike's Mike is going to fall as well. Korok gets a dominating spree. Now TC getting caught as well by staking. There's the Malphite's BKB from Sneh. He wants more. Stifling Dagger. Double kill for the PA. Crit City. And Snaking gets yet another kill. Unstoppable now, 3 down. That Roche, that fight turns out to be huge. And they pop the Eye of the Storm. This might be not only a tier 2, but a tier 3 as well.
Yeah, they're going to keep on going here. I don't see any reason. There's nothing stopping them now. I mean, Black Hole is okay, but they have Chain Frost again, so...
Buyback on their 2 most important heroes, though.
Are fortified.
Well, 2 most important heroes now.
Ice Storm's just going to go to work here.
Yeah. Glyph
There's
is
one buyback.
Been used.
That's
There's the buyback from Ush, and he's got a TP in, it looks like. I have the Storm now destroying these racks, but
look
jump
at this,
in.
look at
Snake
it.
King,
Snake
the heads
King
up.
is
Ush
killing
can't
him.
afford to die here. He's still alive barely, but there is a Phantom Strike. However, the BKB is going to get popped. Now they're jumping on Buck. 1 crit, Snake King wicked sick. Boom, they're looking for more. TC getting chased down. There's the GG call. The second game of a best-of-5 series. Looks like it's going to go the way of Nyx Assassin. Nice Black Hole, but there's the Chain Frost coming in. It's going to bounce between every hero. And that'll be it. Game 2 of a best-of-5 goes down. Navi US, even it back up. 1-1 to score.
And I know there's a couple PA fans in the house, and that is, there you go. If you're a PA fan, that's a good game for you, as Snake King really brings that one home for Navi US. I mean... That was just... I think he was way more comfortable on carry than anything else. I think the laning decisions they made in that game worked a lot better for them. Absolutely.
That game looked like they were pretty solid from about minute 10 onward. They had a really solid idea of what they wanted to accomplish, and they got it in gear. Some really smart ganks. The one team fight to the top lane really changed things around, and Us just couldn't get enough room and do enough damage. I don't know if that Gyrocopter pick was really worth it at the end there, but again, that's game 2 in the books. We'll jump into game 3 as soon as we take our break, guys. Again, I'm Mott. With me tonight is What Is Hip and our stats man, Knoxville. Make sure you guys stick around. We'll jump into game 3 in just a second, guys. We'll be back in a moment.